Conditions of a vow. 235. For a vow to be religiously valid and binding, and therefore required to be fulfilled, the following conditions must be met. 1. There must be an obligatory FARZ or a recommended WACIB, act of worship of the same kind as the object of the vow. Accordingly, a vow made with the intention of I will fast for 1 day is valid. However, a vow made with the intention of I will visit so-and-so, who is sick, is not valid. In any case, IT is not necessary to fulfill this vow because there is nitrogen monoxide obligatory, FARZ, OR mandatory, VACIB, worship of the kind of visiting a sick person. 2. The obligatory, FARZ or mandatory, VACIB, act of the same kind as. The vow must be intended directly. IT must not be a means to. Another obligatory FARZ or mandatory VACIB act. Accordingly, a vow made with the intention of I will pray 2 RAK'ATS is valid, but a vow made with the intention of let my vow be to perform WUDU or to perform the prostration of recitation is invalid because abstinence and the prostration of recitation are not the actual worship being intended. They are merely means to the actual worship intended. 3. The thing vowed must not be an act of worship that is immediately or in the future obligatory, FARZ or required WACIB for a person. Therefore, vows such as, may IT be my vow to pray the morning prayer and the with prayer tomorrow are not valid. 4. The thing vowed should not actually be a sin. Therefore, a vow made such as, if this happens, I will sacrifice myself for the sake of the truth. I will commit suicide, is not valid. However, a vow made regarding something that is originally permissible but has been prohibited for another reason is valid. Example, if someone vows to fast on the first day of Ramadan Eid or on the 4 days of Eid al-Adha, this vow is valid. However, since fasting is prohibited on those days, one should break the fast on those days and make up the missed fast later. However, if one does not break the fast and fast on those days, one has fulfilled the vow. According to Imam Abu Yusuf and Imam Shafi, nothing is required of one who vows to sacrifice their child for the sake of Allah, because this is an invalid vow. However, according to Imam Azam and Imam Muhammad, a sheep must be sacrificed in this case, because Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, was commanded to perform such a sacrifice. 5. The thing vowed must not be impossible to fulfill. Accordingly, if someone makes a vow saying, I will fast on so-and-so day, nitrogen monoxide obligation falls upon them. Likewise, if someone makes a vow saying, I will fast on the day that so-and-so comes, even if they make such a vow, if that person arrives after sunset or comes after a situation arises that prevents fasting, nothing is required regarding the vow, because fasting on that day has become impossible. The same ruling applies if IT occurs, AT night, for the vow is for the daytime. 6. The item vowed must not exceed the vow maker's property or belong to another. Accordingly, if someone vows to immediately give 1,000 liras in charity, but only has 100 liras, they are only required to give those 100 liras. Similarly, a person who vows to sacrifice a sheep belonging to someone else is not required to do anything regarding that vow.